Okay, these are the tube illumination LEDs. These are the orange LEDs in the outer ring. I just carefully put them in and equally spaced. Make sure they're kind of centered in there. And what I did is I put the minus part of the LED. There we go. The minus part of the LED on the outside because it's closer to the wall. The positive on the inside. Because when it goes into the tube, and also I cut them shorter because it may be too long in there. So that's what I did. I'm gonna use super glue and kicker, and then we'll also reinforce it with hot glue. Okay. All right, guys. So here's the disc from Paragraphics. And I put the outer LEDs of the tube illumination, and this one here in the center is the torpedo burst. Now hopefully you can see it. Bring it up close. I don't know if it's gonna focus in. Maybe not. Okay. Anyway, I put all the minuses on the outside, and I used bus wire. Let's back it up. Bus wire to connect all the minus, and it's coming out on the green wire, and there's another green wire for the minus of the torpedo burst itself. Okay, and there's a red wire over here for the positive of the torpedo burst. Now there's some shrink tubing there I just put on it so it doesn't touch any of the other wires for the tube illumination and short out. So basically 2 grounds and the 2 positives for each of the LED banks. Well, one is the torpedo LEDs and the other one is the tube illumination LEDs. So that gives you an idea. I may light block the back side here where all the LEDs are, because the Ktinga has been taken apart so many times, and that tube may show light through the tube into the torpedo tube, the light coming from the window lighting that's there. That's pretty much it, guys. Okay, as you can see, guys, I've light blocked the back of the photo etch disc so that the internal lighting will not bleed through there and shine through the tube. So that's all you can do is I use some black epoxy type liquid paint that did the job. After I just did it like three coats, and it's perfect. So guys can do whatever you want, but basically just light block it. Okay, guys, we're just showing you guys these pieces that are going to be in the side of part of the fuselage on the top. But anyway, just to show you, we're going to use the LEDs that came with the lighting kit, just because we wanted to make our board. By the way, our board is going to work with Polar Lights lighting kit, or if you don't want to use their lighting kit, you can use ours. The only thing is we won't have these interconnecting wires. You just have to put the wire up your own LED. Well, we'll supply the LEDs, but you have to do this wiring. But either way, if you want to purchase theirs, you don't want to do all that LED work yourself. Just showing you guys that this is the way we're going to do it the first time around. And some of the later, if we don't like the internal lighting effect of especially the front saucer section, we'll probably use LED strips. But for now, we're going to show you how you can wire the Polar Lights lighting kit into our board, because our board is really a weapons. It's an augment to the the lighting system that Polar Lights came out with. They don't have any weapons. It's just a battery pack. We're going to show you a battery pack that has all these connecting to a board, which basically it's a 4.5 volt battery pack that just lights up these LED. They're just static. What we're going to do is we're going to have real nabs and strobe functions, timed just to the way the Cleon chip was, instead of just flashing LEDs. And of course we're going to use the static lights that they have if you use their kit. Just showing you that this is going to be how it's going to basically go together, and I'm going to just glue it, but just wanted to show you guys this is what we're doing. Okay, this is the rear of the Ktinga. Now this is where the impulse engines are going to go on the sides here. That's not a problem. What I want to point out is our unit has a front and rear torpedo firing system. So they gave us the little disc to put in here, but there is no tube like for the forward torpedo to mount the LED and keep out the light. So I'm going to have to fabricate something, some sort of tube mechanism that comes back to about here or something thereabouts to put the LED system in. See what we can find. This is the rear section of the ship that's gonna house the impulse engines left and right and the rear torpedo. So we've light blocked all this. Have to light block these. Now these LEDs are going to be from Tenor Controls. We're not going to use the lighting kit part of Polar Lights because they're white and they're static. Ours is going to be animated. So there's 3 wires here for the rear torpedo, because one is the minus, the ground, one is the positive for the illumination of the tube, and one is going to be the trigger, the blast for the second LED for the burst, torpedo burst. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the minus of all these LEDs and tie them together, so there's only going to be one minus wire going back into the ship. Makes your wiring a lot easier. And I'll also light block this, and then we'll be back. Alright, I did some work to this part of the ship. The engine, they say you should put the top piece and this top piece on and connect it to the bottom piece and then put this on, but because we're lighting it and we're going to run wires, I decided to do it like this, glue it here first, and I had to chew up a little bit of the inside. You guys can see that. If we can get the light in here and bring it. You can see that in there. Zoom in on it. Right here, there was a little rectangular hole. Now it's all almost circular because it was bottoming out and I couldn't glue it on. Okay, well, this is it, guys. I gotta say, you folks are not lost for opinions. We got lots of them on what to do with this ship. All right, some of the things I have done. The torpedo tube, get the finger out of the way here. The torpedo tube, I did increase the time that it takes to ramp up. And I also increased the burst rate, so it should be a better, brighter burst. I wanted to put the sound of the tube itself, when it illuminates, it does have a cool sound, but it was mixed in with the music, and it's a no-go, guys. So sorry, I did have room in the sound chip to add that sound. That would have been cool, because it would have been easy to do. Couldn't do it. All right, so this video is showing the lighting part inside, what we would supply. We have LED strips back, it's inside here, and it's facing forward on the top and on the bottom section. So you get a more even look. I didn't diffuse it, so it would look even better. I spent an awful lot of time on this, and we have to move on to other projects. I'm not here to build this. You are. We're just supplying you guys the tools. And I have made a big improvement on that engine. It's pretty good now. I'm using a red LED strip. Now, you're going to receive from Tenant Controls the proper colored LED strips and the proper colored LEDs because I didn't bother to do it. You see these front right here? You see it's red and there's some white in it. Those are red filters, but they're, Pole Lights, Round 2, they supply all their kit is white LEDs, and what happens is you do get a hot spot with white LED even on the red filter. By the way, red filters are for filtering red LEDs. Blue filters for filtering blue LEDs. Green filters are for green LEDs, etc. So they don't do a great job when you have white LEDs. You get a hot spot. So beautiful, came out nice. What else? That's pretty much it, I guess. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see if we can get to torpedo. Now you notice it's got a nice smooth up ramping effect. And you can see the 8 tube LEDs illuminate the side of the torpedo tube, and it ramps off nice and smooth. Now the rear will be the same way, except we're not showing it because I don't want to take it apart, but you'll see the same type of effect. And we'll come back, lower ambient lighting. Those windows are really popping, and it's very subdued. The camera is amplifying the light, as well as the the light on this window here. It's in person, it's great. And here's the ramping nav lights. And we'll go around the ship. You can see the illumination on the wings. And in the back, those impulse engines, if you diffuse them, they'll look even better. Okay, let's take a look at it now. That's beautiful. Awesome, guys. Very nice indeed.